is Young No, aka Lil Bushwick, and I'm rocking with OTR Views. Tap in.
Tell us a little bit about you, bro.
Man, you know what I'm saying? See the goddamn Chucky, you feel me? I'm from Old City, original motherfucker, you feel me? Original Geto Boy with it.
Yeah.
My OG, Bushwick Bill, the legendary Geto Boys, you feel me?
Yeah.
That started the whole South, pushed everything. But now we going into me and my world, Young No, and what I built and my legacy, you feel me? So like,
yeah,
really just pushing the envelope forward, because like I'm merging both worlds, my world and my pop's world, like his legacy, but then as well as like my rock star image of what I'm going to at my age of music, because obviously everything changed over the course of time. But the thing is, everything comes around full circle by the influences.
right.
So really, I'm just like giving people the history, but also like making sure it's still in our time, because obviously you can't repeat what's already been done. You feel me?
Facts, man. Let's get into it, bro. Like, first of all, how was it like growing up around just being in music? Here, you've been in music all your life,
Literally,
unintentionally. You know what I'm saying? So tell us a little bit about that, bro. Like, how was it growing up?
It's crazy, because like you'll be around certain people when you're younger, you're not realizing who they is, but like at a certain young age, I wasn't really just old enough to like go on tour with my pops and stuff like that. So like, but people will come by the crib and then they'll meet me later on. They be like, yeah, I was around you was 3 or 4, and I see pictures and they be like, hell, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So like recently, like a few years ago, my pops was alive. He was like, when we had a show with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Too Short, Geto Boys, and Miss LA. It was the Middle Highlight Theater in Milwaukee. And like I got to meet Bone Thugs and Harmony for the first time. I didn't know, I already met them before. And he was like, you know, Flesh and Bone is your godfather. And he's telling us like, while I was meeting him and stuff, I'm like, bruh, I didn't even know this man my godfather. It's like, yeah, he's at your grandma's house and Thanksgiving and everything. I'm just like, so when I'm meeting everybody, I'm hearing stories and things that I didn't know before. So it's like, it's so much history.
Right.
You feel me? And so like, I'm really just getting schooled on certain things over the course of time. Like, bruh, it's a lot of weight of certain people that got like bro, I done met your pops and ran into him, your pops this and that. Like, I love his music, and you be like, it be unreal sometimes, because you don't really just like realize it because your pops your day to day. So you just like, I know him as this,
right.
But then the world view him as this when you actually dig into the history and understand the politics, everything.
Right.
But it's just an experience as a whole. Like, I done met so many people, it's ridiculous. But it's just like regular.
So were you always interested in doing music from the beginning?
Yeah, it was just like natural. I started from like doing poetry and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I started making like verses and hooks.
Okay.
And like, I actually started structuring it once I understood how a song is formatted. But besides that, I was just writing my thoughts down in a poetic way.
Oh,
you feel
okay.
me? Just how I express myself. That's how I like transmute my energy.
Right.
You feel me?
Okay. If it was some game that your pops may have gave you, man, while he was alive, what would that be? Man? Like, what was some game that
I feel like his biggest game, he told me, was just like, make sure you understand the process of owning yourself. Like, it's better really to be your own boss if you just focus or merge and do partnerships rather than being under one umbrella, because then it's just like you kind of limit yourself to a certain extent, but that's just how you started your career. So when you're a pioneer, you just live and you learn. But he's telling me and schooling me like, look, I didn't make every mistake, or I didn't do everything possibly wrong in these certain areas. Here's the game, so you don't make those same mistakes as me.
Right.
So it's just like, the industry is mostly business than music. I would say it's like about 10% music, 90% business. You feel me? And because at the end of the day, you can have an artist where you be like, man, I don't really like this artist's music, but he's still in your ear every day,
right.
And he's getting traction in plays, because at the end of the day, it's just like, that's just how it's gonna go.
Right.
You feel me? Because it's a machine. It's people behind and pushing and connections, this and that. Because at the end of the day, it's just like, if you're in a group of a certain people, you always gonna run into the same mix of people, because that's just how it is. It's like a spider web in the industry.
Right.
You feel me?
Definitely, man. Do you feel like you have the pressure on you to like live up to your dad's legacy?
Not really, because just like how I came up in the underground scene in like Houston, my first paid show in Houston was like underground, like Goth Money.
Wow.
It's just like some real underground from the beginning. So I'm doing shows with like people like Cardi, like Uzi and Uno, everybody just like in the midst of this certain group of people. So it's like when I got around like my pops and them and started moving around with him, it's just like I'm just meeting the older side, but I already been doing and rocking out my own show, so it's just I don't feel pressure when I just been in my own lane so long.
Right.
But regardless, it's gonna merge and people gonna be like, oh, that's so and so, just off rip, because that's my pops.
Right. Facts, man. Rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah, long live Chuck,
legend,
bro.
Man. Legend,
for real, man. Real see the Chucky shit. Like, he a real Chucky, bro. He put Chucky on. He influenced a whole genre, a whole era, to where it's just like you see it today. It's like people are doing it.
Right.
And it just shows like how long the legacy stands and influence in hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Thanks. Okay. So let's talk about you, man. Let's talk about what you got going on, man. What's going on with your music?
Man, I'm working on this project called Born Broke Die Rich. I got my homie Ouija Mac I'm working with, and I got another homie from London named Kid Buki. He going crazy in London right now. He on the project, and I got a few of the features, but it's just like, it's crazy. It's really showing my upbringing and showing like you can really just come from whatever background you come from, but at the end of the day, we all born with nothing, but it's up to you to die rich.
Right.
You feel me? So it's just like, everybody's given that chance and that opportunity at some point in their life. Right. So that's why I even got it tattooed on me since like a few years ago. It's like Born Broke Die Rich, because it's more than just a word or a saying. It's a lifestyle that you live by. Right. You feel me? When you really believe like, okay, I'm meant for more in this life. I'm not just meant to settle for this lifestyle. Right. When you see great things. Right. You feel me?
Right. Now how would that feel? Because on the outside looking in, from fan wise, they're not looking at you as being born broke.
Nope.
So what can you tell? What can you let them know to know that you know both sides?
All right, so like knowing two sides of the spectrum is just like, I grew up with my mom's in Mo City and Richmond 4, and I didn't have my pops around, so it's just like we got around each other when I got older, and certain times when I was younger. But it's just like when you in the industry moving around and just traveling and touring, doing whatever you doing, and you ain't the only kid, so it's just like I'm the firstborn, but it's just like you gonna move around and never really just be in one place. Right. So it's just, I had to just figure it out. It's like, I ain't had nobody saying like, hey bro, here's so-and-so, this and that, he gonna do this and that for you. Nah, it's just like, I had to push through and just maneuver and just be myself through and like transparent throughout my whole career, to where I built solid relationships with people who like, okay bro, I wanna push bro this way. Or this magazine, this and that, pushing my music. So it just built my own world. But then when my pops passed, it's just like, okay, the person who created it not here no more, what's next? Right. So then they start tapping into my world, and it was just like, oh, like, I wasn't even used to all that. I was just doing my own thing, but it's just like, that's when the comparisons, and like, when they hear my voice, they like, yo, you sound like your pops. Right. Like, it's like, bro, this is crazy, but it's just like, it's gonna be like that. Right. You feel me? You don't choose your parents.
Facts. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And you do, but you still have your own style, though. You still have your
own style. You feel me?
So
when people hear my music, they like, yo, like bro going crazy, and just like when they hear my real deep, like on some Geto Boys shit, like they like, yo, like he's really like showing his emotions, being vulnerable, and showing his background, having an understanding to where it's like a mutual point. It's not, anybody can flex and say I had this and that, but like everybody ain't having. You feel me? So it's just like when you looking at that, it's like, okay, I look to be that, but I really don't feel that. But when it's like from the heart, you like, man, that's something I go through day to day, besides materialistic gain or whatever it may be. Right. You feel me?
Right. Okay, bro. Now, I heard you going on tour soon, man.
Yeah, man, the Geto Boys tour. Like, me and Scarface and Willie, we talking, setting up the whole tour. Willie say he down, Face say he down. So it's just like, I'm gonna be doing my pop stuff and my own stuff. So it's really gonna be like pushing what I got going on, but still keeping my legacy alive.
Right. Okay. If it's something that you would want the people that may not know about your pop's legacy, like what's something that you want people to know about your pop's legacy?
Probably that like he's probably the most intelligent person I ever came across. A lot of people don't even know that he graduated out of high school like 15 years old. Wow. And finished like Bible school in Minnesota, in Duluth, Minnesota, in like 2 years, and had an associate's degree. So like when he came to Houston to like even be around the scene and visit my people, my aunts that stayed out here, it's like that one visit turned into a whole career. Right. It's just like he didn't plan on being a rapper. He was gonna go back to New York, leave from New York and go overseas and do missionary work and build irrigation systems. Like had a whole different calling, but it's just like he was so talented and diverse. When people seen him, they just knew that this is it.
Right, because it went way past the music. Like,
he even in rap, he even in like, it's crazy, like he came in as a choreographer and like breakdancer, hype man. Like he got the people lit, like, and then they heard how his tone and how he delivered, the way he was just saying songs he liked. People was like, okay, we gotta have this man on the forefront saying some words, saying something. Yeah. And then with the acting stuff, he just put himself in certain places and spectrums. With the Martin show, it's just like to this day, that's like people's favorite episode. They like, bro, when Bushwick beat up Tommy, it's just like,
till this day, my favorite.
Man, you gonna laugh every time I watch the episode. I be dying laughing. I'm like, bro, 'cause I know my pops. So I'm like, this man really just being him, and he told me like it was really all unscripted. They saw how he carried himself on just his own demeanor. They was like, bro, just do you.
Yeah.
And he just made the whole episode an experience.
But that's still like, even recently, like that was viral. Like that's still top episode.
Yeah, they still like on BT. They be on different like channels and networks. It's still to this day in rotation. Like, it's just crazy, bro. Like he did a lot. Who's the Man and Original Gangster. He was in both of those films. Okay. It's just I'm not acting in the movie stuff. That's what I'm on next though. Yeah. I'm on the acting stuff next.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. So I know you don't want to just do music.
Oh no. So like I want to direct films. You know, so I'm gonna write a book, and I'm gonna have like a whole lot of different endeavors I already have going on. Like I have a strain coming out in Oklahoma. It's gonna be called Forbidden Knowledge, and it's coming out of Oklahoma by like October.
Okay.
But it's been done harvesting, so it's gonna be crazy. Like Oklahoma, it's gonna be nice when I go out there and we do pop-ups and stuff like that.
That's dope. You gonna do a strain release?
Yeah, I got my own strain. My people at their farms at Forever Field Farms.
Right.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, man, it's crazy, bro. They got the craziest strains. My strain is gonna be the best. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna let it speak for itself when it drop. But like, I got a lot of different endeavors. Like music is just a way I express myself, but on a whole nother tip of just knowledge stuff, I know there's so many things I'm like aware of to invest into and just move it. It's not really like no limit or cap on what I can do.
Okay. What's something that you want the people to know about you specifically?
Really about me, I just want the people to know that just like I'm always be me and transparent in my music. However I'm feeling at that moment is what you're gonna get, and it's just like I'm never gonna censor myself for nobody, but I know it's gonna relate to somebody.
Right.
And that's all I want them to know.